Hi, everybody. It's Jenna Blum here from Mighty Blaze. I am here with mega influencer and publishing house maven ZIBBY Owens on her pub day for Moms Don't Have Time to Have Kids. And before we get started, a couple of words about the Blaze. If you're joining us here for the first time, welcome. We're delighted to have you. We are a team of 35 creative professional volunteers who are dedicated to connecting writers and readers on their pub day and beyond, during COVID, during Delta, whenever. Just join us whenever you can to be introduced to all the books that are dropping and their authors. If you like what you see here, give us a follow on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on Goodreads. We are ubiquitous. And if you're a Blaze fam member watching all of our interviews, welcome back. We love having you. Without you, it is not a party. So today I am so thrilled to have grabbed the big Z, which I've been calling her on all the social media, but I'm like, it is the Z, like you are the Z. You're like Prince. You should have your own symbol. ZIBBY Owens, who all of you know as an influencer, like a great literary citizen, is joining us again today on her pub day for Moms Don't Have Time to Have Kids. And ZIBBY also has, I'm going to do your bio. Is that okay?
Sure.
You can have like a little nap, which I'm sure you probably need while I do the bio, because the bio itself will take up like all of our time because it is so.
Do a short version.
Okay, I'll do the short version. Okay, ZIBBY is the creator and host of the award-winning podcast Moms Don't Have Time to Read Books, which is one of Oprah.com's favorite podcasts. She's formed a media company that does multiple podcasts like Moms Don't Have Time to Write, Moms Don't Have Time to Grieve, which I just wrote a piece for. And she is the CEO, reader-in-chief, and co-founder with Light Newman of ZIBBY Books, which is a publishing house that does fiction and memoir, which is going to shake up the whole industry. And I really would love to talk with you about that. And again, this new anthology, Moms Don't Have Time to Have Kids, which I just got from FedEx this morning. And it has that wonderful like new book smell. You know, you guys think that's where I like keep sniffing it. So thank you, ZIBBY, for joining us on your pub day. We are so delighted to snatch a couple of moments of your time.
I'm delighted to snatch moments of your time with Woodrow on the Bench just out. Congratulations to you too.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a good week, right? Like
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to interview you at the Stryker Center. So yeah.
Oh, I know. Yes. ZIBBY and I have some events together that are upcoming, and they're on her website, zibbyowens.com, and on mine, jennablum.com. So if you want to see us when I'm not so caffeinated that I'm speaking like the Tasmanian devil, that would be a good time. But I know that we only have you for a few minutes today because it's such a big day for you. So can you please tell us a little bit more about Moms Don't Have Time to Have Kids? This is your second anthology. Tell us a little bit about the authors who have contributed, because they're, including our own Caroline Levitt, best-selling authors writing about their own lives. Explain like how this is different from the first anthology and why you put this beautiful book into the world.
Well, thank you. I wanted to know more. The first anthology just sort of whet my appetite for getting more essays out of authors about things that moms don't have time to do. And the first anthology tackled 5 things. The first anthology was very quarantine, not completely, but much more. It was written all during the beginning of quarantine by different authors, and all proceeds went to COVID research. It was very much about that time. Although some of those essays are evergreen, but many were not. This is much more widespread topic. Sorry, my dog is jumping. It's like my dog keeps jumping back and forth on this couch. These are 5 topics that moms don't have time to do. These topics are: moms don't have time to sleep, which I didn't have time to do last night, which is why I can't make a coherent sentence right now. Sleep, see friends, get sick, lose weight, and write. Mm-hmm. And so all the essays are written by 49 authors about those topics. So for instance, Lily King wrote in the Get Sick category about her daughter and her daughter's difficult time getting diagnosed with Lyme disease and coping with it as a mom. Caroline Levitt, co-founder of Mighty Blaze, yay, wrote a beautiful essay about her postpartum illness, how that affected her long-term as a mom, and her reflections back on it now. In other categories, Alison Pataki wrote in Moms Don't Have Time to Sleep about how every year on her birthday, she hides out at a hotel from her entire family. And that's like the biggest gift that she gets, that's her dream wish that she gets once a year. Let's see, Janine Cummins, author of American Dirt, wrote about identity and why there have to be such specific labels for different races, and why doesn't matter how we identify when we identify as many things. What else? There are so many really thought-provoking, funny. Elizabeth Passarella wrote about this cross-country road trip with her grandmother, which was both funny and very sad at the same time. KJ Del Antonia wrote about breast cancer and how she was trying to learn Spanish. Carla Nomberg, thank you, yes, wrote about her insomnia and getting a CPAP machine and how that changed her life. So they're just these really intimate snippets into the real lives of authors. And I'm someone who, like you, Jenna, I know, like, reveres authors and wants to know more and more about them, and thinks that, you know, the book is just one piece. I mean, after you spent hours and hours essentially living in someone's imagination or memories of their life, how can that be it? So I think my book is just an extension of that experience. If you want more after you've read a book, or you aren't ready to sort of put down that author's life forever, you can get little glimpses. So
that's a beautiful description of, I'm going to just keep holding this. Every time I say the title, the book appears. Moms Don't Have Time to Have Kids. Here it is, you guys. You should buy several copies. Holidays are coming, and pre-order now. Actually not pre-order because it's out, but order now. Order lots of copies for holidays, like order early. Keep books and authors and publishers alive by ordering. So one of the things that I loved about the first anthology, and that I look forward to so much in reading this anthology, is that really personal feeling of connection that you get with the authors whose books you have admired. I just wrote a memoir after not really feeling qualified to write a memoir about an extraordinary experience that I had with my really, really old dog. And it's so different from writing a novel, because writing a novel is like being a medium and trying to channel people that don't exist. Writing a memoir, like all of these essays, really shows the reader who you are as the person behind your words. And as somebody doing that, I found it both liberating and uncomfortable. And I think it also has made me a more honest person and maybe a better person. And what I love as a reader reading these essays is how I feel that it strips away the protective coating that all of our wires have, and like crosses the wires with each other so that we can really, really connect and relate. Do you feel that that's true with your anthology? And what is maybe your favorite essay that helped you feel most connected?
Yes, I completely agree. I feel like, and people sharing their experiences and their intimate lives and thoughts and feelings, that is exactly what's happening. Yes, I'm on this side of the book. They've written it and it's in this book, but this experience is a relationship that you're having. And it's amazing, right? It helps you feel much less alone to know that people are having similar experiences.
Yes, that's totally right.
So I have a memoir coming out in July. So I've written my story too. And I'm excited to do that and all of that. But this is different because maybe some people can relate to that experience too, but this is so many people's experiences. So they're like little bits and pieces of people's lives, which I love. The essay that made me feel most connected, that's a good question. I should be prepared for this. If you want, I can I probably shouldn't pick this up. I was going to say I could take you over and show you all the books written by the authors who were actually.
Love. Yes.
Yeah.
Or like something that, please do. I think one of the great things about the way we live now, which is not anything we all asked for, but here we are, is that we get to see authors' beautiful homes. And then
this is
your poster.
Yeah. Those are my husband's football helmets. It looks kind of blurry. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but here's the book. But then all these books are the books. I don't know if this works, but these were all the books written by the authors who contributed to the anthology. So if you like what you read, you can go and get their books. But let's see, I can answer this better now. I've ruined the lighting. I'm really sorry. But here, I can stay here. Let's see. One example. So Melissa Gould wrote this book called Widowish about being a widow, a young, very young widow.
Mhm.
It's very sad, but also kind of funny, and she's awesome. So hers was all about the power of female friendships, which I know many of us can relate to, and how her specific few friends really made all the difference in her grief, and how you really learn to love your best friends, and especially in times of need. And Richie Jackson wrote a book called Gay Like Me, and his essay was all about discovering the Peloton, and Cody Rigsby, and how it's called Peloton, and on and on and on, about his workout journey, which is really funny. Jean McCulloch, whose novel All Happy Families is beautiful, by the way. And she wrote about losing a childhood best friend who she had lost touch with, but that's also, she's sort of haunted by that loss of friendship. Keep going. Those are a bunch of them.
That is beautiful. Thank you so much. One of the things I want to stress for readers of this anthology and Zibby's previous anthology is that they are like this fantastic grab bag of topics. So not only will you find something that speaks to you directly and helps you feel less alone and less like the person who thinks, oh, I'm the only one who ever went through X or Y, but you'll probably be able to relate to many of the essays, which was my experience in reading them. So it was like that Forrest Gump, like laugh is like a box of chocolates. I kept just eating all the chocolates. Like they're really, really great connective anthologies. I am, believe it or not, getting a 5-minute warning from our producers. So before we jump, I would love to ask you about ZIBBY Books. Can you please tell us what it feels like to be an industry game changer? Like give us your thumbnail, like description of what it's about and what you hope to achieve with ZIBBY Books, because it's just so impressive.
Oh, thank you. Yes, ZIBBY Books is a new publishing home for fiction and memoir. We are trying to publish 12 books. We are not trying. We will publish 12 books a year starting in January 2023. Debut and established authors. Our tagline is telling it like it is. We want books with a strong sense of place, with a great voice, diverse voices, excellent writing. And the most exciting thing to me, in addition to the things we're doing to change up the industry, or at least one paradigm, is going out and asking people, like, you have a story, write a book. I love that, because I say that to people all the time. So now I say it and it becomes a book. So we have a lot of those in development. So it is a publishing house, but I was on our team call yesterday. I was like, it's really more than that, right? Because we're doing all this development, like author development, which I love. In addition to taking fully formed books, because we're taking far fewer of those than we have sort of other projects. But we are doing things like profit sharing among all employees, because everybody on the team, I think you can't point to one person and say, oh, well, this marketing person is responsible for the success of the book. No, it's everybody's input. It takes a village. It's a whole team. So I believe everybody should split in the profits, as well as the authors. So we're going to do it by class, like the class of 2023, maybe have a little yearbook or something. And all those authors also go into the profit pool and split, in addition to the paperbacks from the year before that had just come out. So anyway, all to say, we're trying to get all the authors aligned, because you're all in the same boat, the same house. Our authors now, we've all had lunch. They do like open hours with our editors. They have writing workshops. It's just great. It's this instant community, which is so powerful. They're really like, you don't have to do every little thing, but we have all sorts of things, and social media training and publicity training. And we just want to turn people into real authors, and give them all the tools they need. So we're doing all of that. We're pairing the authors with a best-selling author as like an author champion, who, instead of having to wait and hope somebody important likes your book, we will pair you from the start with somebody who's going to be, shouting from the rooftops, reading an earlier draft. We're starting book ambassadors. So we already got hundreds of women to sign up just from our launch all over the country with their local indies attached, who are going to help us. And we're rolling out this plan soon, but they're going to help us with their own hyper-local community outreach, book clubs, telling friends, events at bookstores. We're going to make a big push for people to be in bookstores in general. And we have an independent bookstore author, and an author advisory council. So we're getting lots of input. We want to take everything that's been sort of done and just like put a new spin on things. We're going to do some interesting things with audio. We're just taking sort of every sales channel, or every channel rather, of the business, and seeing like, how can we do this better? How can we keep the author as top of mind here? So it's a lot busier than I even thought it would be. And I'm doing like 10 jobs right now, so it's hard, but I'm really, really excited about it. So we'll see what happens.
Thank you. I love this. It's such a Zibby hallmark. I feel like that, firing on all cylinders, and cylinders you didn't even know you had, like firing on 800 cylinders at once, and also being so ingenious and creative in finding ways to create a new community for authors and for readers, and to sort of reinvent that experience so that it's really inclusive of everybody and gets the word out about tremendous new books. Zibby, speaking of tremendous new books, we are going to have to let you go because you have a crazy busy pub day today, but we're so grateful that you spent some time with us today talking about moms don't have time to have kids, and also the adventure that really is your life that we all follow, like such excitement and such awe. Like, we don't know how you find time to do all the things you do. So thank you for all of those things.
I don't do everything every day, but thank you. And thank you. I'm so excited again about your book. I can't wait to discuss WOODROW on the Bench. And thank you for having me today. It's so nice.
We were going to get you one way or another. We love having you. Thank you so much for being with us.
Of course. Thank you,
Thank
Jenna.
you, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Bye.